Okay, so let's make a little example of showing how to move data in and out from the main method to another object under timer task. So we're going to print out some letters in job 2, which is in a while loop operating at 1,000 milliseconds on the main method. And then we're going to have a timer task running with a period of 200 milliseconds where we're going to be counting down from some positive number down to 0. And we're going to do that over and over again. So two different tasks. One in main, one in a separate object derived from the timer task class. So I'm going to create a new project here in IntelliJ. I'm going to start with my main class and a main method inside of there. And I'm just going to put in a little bit of a skeleton here saying job 1 is the timer task counting down from some maximum value like 10 down to 0 in 200 millisecond intervals. And then from there, I'm going to have a job 2, which is to print out letters in a while loop in the main method at an interval of 1,000 milliseconds. So I got my while loop right here, and I'm going to put a little thread sleep for the 1,000 milliseconds right there at the bottom of the while loop. So now I define some variables at the top. So my two periods, one for job 2, which is in the main method, and one which is in job 1, which is going to be put in that timer task, a separate class that I'll create in a moment. So I'm going to set my maximum count for the decrementing in job 1, which is in the timer task. And now I'm creating the array of characters for job 2, which is going to be in the while loop down at the bottom. So two separate parallel tasks going on. I'm going to transfer information between the main method and job 1, so the timer task object. So here I'm creating that timer task object called timed task object. I'm going to run it through a scheduler. I'm specifying that it's going to be assigned that period of 200 milliseconds. I'm going to import the classes JavaUtil timer like that. So IntelliJ is very helpful. It helps me figure that out. And then even better, it allows me to create the class from a template that it creates for me. That's wonderful. And now I'm going to extend that timer task using the timer task, the built-in one from Java. And then even better than that, Java allows me, or IntelliJ allows me to automatically or semi-automatically create the run method or override the run method that was defined in Java's timer task, just like that. So it's very helpful for creating the template that I need to fill in. So I'm going to create some variables that are going to be used inside of any object that's created from timer task class. And I'm going to make sure that something gets printed out every 200 milliseconds from within the run method that is overridden from timer task. All right, so this is going to get called every 200 milliseconds from my main method. And I'm going to do the decrement and the resetting of the counter within my run method. So you can see the decrement and that conditional statement to restart the count. Initially, it'll be starting at 10. So go 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, etc., all the way down to 0. And then in my main method, I need to add some exception handling for the thread sleep. I'm going to run it, and it's down counting from 100. Oh, that was the default value in the other class, so I got to fix that. So go ahead and fix that. So max counts job wasn't setting properly. I need to have that run inside of my constructor. There's the constructor right there, and that was put in there by IntelliJ during the template creation, basically. And now it should, yeah, it's counting down from 10. So 10 to 0, 10 to 0, 10 to 0. Excellent. All right, so now I'm going to work on job 2. And so this is the while loop right here. And I'm going to be transferring data back and forth, so I need set and get methods. And I'm defining these within the timer task class. And I'll have to use the keyword set or get. They're not really keywords, they're more convention words. And if I type them, then IntelliJ will attempt to create the methods that are related to setting or getting, as you can see right there. So I just have to start off by putting the word set or get, and then IntelliJ says, I think you want to do this, or you want to do that. And it fills it in for me, which is fantastic. So I've got one set method called set start countdown, and one get method, which is to get the current count. And I'm going to use those inside of job 2 in order to transfer data back and forth into that second class. Okay, so I'm now going to write that in here. So I got a for loop inside of my while, and I'm going to go through all of the characters in my character array using a for each loop. And then inside the for each loop, I'm going to update the count for job 2. So I increment it, so I'm going the opposite way this time around. So down counting or decrementing in job 1 and up counting or incrementing in job 2. And I'm going to print out the value of the character that is in that character array. And I'm going to request job 1's count and print it out here as well. So I'm displaying data from this particular job, and I'm going to display data from the other object, timed task object. And I'm going to use the get current count method to do that. And I just move the thread sleep into the for loop, and there we go. So I'm down counting for job 1. I'm going through the letters in job 2. And now I need to, once I get past everything in that character array, I need to reset the count. But I'm also going to do something different. I'm going to reset the count for job 1 in the timer task to a different value. So I'm going to increase it by 10. I can't see it right there, but it'll increase it by 10. There you go, plus 10 every time. So down count from 10 the first time, then 20 the second time, then 30 the next time after that. So I do the set start countdown method to transfer data from my main method into the other object, the timed task object. And then I print out sort of a status from there on job 1. And I'm going to reset job 2's count to 0 so I can up count from there. So you can see I'm transferring data in both directions between main and the timed task object, just like you see in the diagram right there. So lots of possibilities for how to transfer data back and forth. You can see that the down count maximum value goes from 10 to 20 and then eventually 30 in job 1. So we can see we have an effect both ways, setting and getting in both directions. So this is the fundamentals for how to transfer data back and forth.